Now, another great test that we can use with the laser and the target is, and we'll kind of go through the video here, but you take your laser, you put it on your head, you take your target and you put it up against the wall, which is about 3 feet from where you are sitting. So, first thing you will do is turn your head to the right or left, and then you're going to come back and you're going to try and get yourself right in the middle of the target. Turn your head to the other side, right in the middle of the target. So you'll see here, we're going to move the camera around so you can see where the target is. So now I'm going to turn my head to the right, and you'll see the little dot come back into the center as I'm trying to find the center. And then I'll turn to the other side, and I'll again trace it back to the center. So you're going to do that 3 times. It's going to go right, left, 3 times with your eyes open. Then you're going to close your eyes. So right now I just closed my eyes and you can see I didn't quite hit the target there. I'm a little up in the yellow. Okay, now I'm going to turn my head to the left, and when I come back, you'll see, oh, I'm kind of out in the blue there, right? So that's the difference between my eyes open and my eyes closed. So what you're looking for here is when you're doing with your eyes closed, you want to try and stay in the white or yellow part of that ring. If you're into the green, if you're into the blue, the first time I did this, I was literally not even on the page. I wasn't even on the paper. That's how far out that's how far off my sort of proprioception was. So this is a test for proprioception. We're trying to see, where does the patient believe their head is in space? Where do they believe when they come to the center, is their head centered on their body, or are they kind of off the target a little bit? Now, we put this up here. This is where I got the target from. So if you scan this, it will take you directly to this page, and you can print this out for free, and you can start using it with your patients. The headlamp lasers that we were using, just got them off of Amazon. I think they're less than $20. Okay, now another way that we can kind of test the sensory component of our patients with chronic neck pain is by testing their left and right discrimination, right? So this is from Recognize app through Noi Group. They have them for...
They have the hands, the feet, the neck, and the back. And you can have the cards, the actual physical cards in the clinic, as well as the mirror, which we took a picture of. It's in the resource center for you. And I usually have them do it in the clinic with the cards, and then recommend that they get the Recognize app for home, so that I can watch them and see how they do here and in the clinic with the cards. But the Recognize app is great, and I love, you'll see for yourself.
The Recognize app is really great because it tracks your progress, and it gives you the time. So as a background, this was me. So when you go onto the Recognize app, you'll hit the play button. From hitting the play button, you'll hit left-right discrimination, and I started with basic. You want to do 40 images when you are testing. So you're going to now see me hit the go button, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to say, is it right or left? So what are you saying is right or left? So what you're looking at and what you're telling your patients to do is you're going to tell me which way the head is either rotated to or side bent to. So we're looking at, is the head rotated to the left? Is it rotated to the right? Is it side bent to the left? Is it side bent to the right? And that's what you're saying when on the bottom it has left and right. That's what you're trying to figure out. Is it side bent left or right? So you'll see me go through about 40 of these, and then at the end it's going to give me a score. So I did pretty well. I got 190%, less than 1 second, right? So when you're grading this, you want to be less than 3 seconds, and you want to be, I'd say, above 90, but above 80 is acceptable. So now I'm going to show you, I'm going to go through it again. This time, instead of doing the basic, I'm now doing vanilla. So you can see how the shapes are rotating. They're rotating 90 degrees, 180 degrees, and it makes it a lot harder. So if we just looked at if I only did the basic for me, you'd go through and be like, she's fine, she's great. Now watch what happens as we go through these next 40 in the vanilla where orientations change, and you'll see what my score is, and you'll see it's not fine. Spoiler alert, it's not fine. But again, this makes it a little bit harder because the brain has to think a little bit more of like, well, wait a second, why is this person, do you have to tilt your head? Do you have to look upside down? And so it makes your brain have to work a little bit harder as to what the orientation is. What is your left-right orientation? And as you go through, you can even see I'm taking a little longer to figure out, wait, is it right or left? Like I can't figure this out. So now you can see, oh, not great, 75 and 85. So what does that tell me? This is definitely going to be part of my home exercise program, right?
And also, on that note, for example, I gave some of my higher level athlete patients, I would even take it a step further. Once they did that, then I would try it doing with distraction. So for example, standing on one leg, having their head turned to the side and doing it on one leg, or in different environments, right?
Yep.
So in different positions, depending on what's required of them, right? So like I had a swimmer, so I would have her laying on her stomach with her arms overhead and doing it, those kinds of things, or laying on her stomach with her head off, doing it, her arms off, doing it, those kinds of things in different positions, depending on what's required of them.
Yeah.
Because it's interesting how they control their head differently, how their thinking is different, how they, how they process differently their body parts in different positions, or with distraction, or if you're talking to them and they're doing it, or if the lighting is different depending on their autonomic nervous system, or the background noise, there's music or something. Yeah. So I think it is depending on what's required of them, challenging up to where their goals are.
That's a great idea. Yeah, so, and again,
I have done lots of different things related to that.
That's just another way that you can get creative in your evaluation process, right?
And treatment.
Yeah.